Okay, class. Picking up where we left off at, we said half the diameter is the radius, and it goes from one end of the circle to the center of the circle, which is this line here. Now, there are two useful formulas for the circumference of a circle. We have the circumference is equal to pi times diameter, and the circumference is equal to 2 pi times the radius. Now we know that the radius, it takes 2 radius, 2 times r to equal the diameter. That is why these are equal to each other. It says where the value of pi is approximately 3.14. Pi goes on forever, so we approximated to 3.14. It says, note, sometimes we use 22/7 for pi depending on the situation. Now, let's scroll down here. Now, if you look here at this number about pi, pi still goes on even past this number here, but we just rounded to the 3.14. And going back up here, let me just say this real quick. This question, think about these two formulas. Why are they really the same? I explained it to you earlier. It takes 2 radius to equal to 1 diameter. So since we had 2 pi r, and then pi d, they are the same thing. Now it says example set E. Find the circumference of a circle whose radius is 11 meters. Then use the approximation 3.14 for pi to approximate the circumference. So since we're given a radius, let's use 2 times pi times r. So we have 2 times, it tells us to use 3.14 for pi, and our radius is 11. Now what we need to do is multiply here. Now we know 2 times 3.14 would give us 6.28. Now just for clarity's sake, we could drop the decimal. This would be 314 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 3 is 6. We add 2 digits behind the decimal, so that's how we get our 6.28. Now we have to take 6.28 times 11. Now I'm going to drop that decimal and take 628 times 11. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 6 is 6. Add a 0 here. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 6 is 6. Now we add them together. We have 8. This is 10. This will give us 9 and 6. And we add 2 digits behind the decimal. So our circumference is 69.08 meters. We must also include the units of measure. So that's it for that example. Now section F, it says solving problems by multiplying decimals. Now we can use multiplying decimal to solve real world problems by following the 4-step problem solving process. Okay, now number 1, a biology major is fertilizing her garden. She uses 5.6 ounces of fertilizer per square yard. The garden measures 60.5 square yards. How much fertilizer does she need? So we know we're going to have 5.6 times 60.5. Now we can go off to the side here and write 605 times 56. I always tell you to write the longer number first. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry your 3. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. 6 times 6 is 36. We add our 0 here. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry our 2. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. And 5 times 6 is 30. Now we add them together. This is 0, 8, 8, 3, and 3. Now we count how many digits we had behind the decimal. It was 2 digits. So our final answer here is 338.80. Now, let me see. So it's 338.80 square yards, or you could write yards squared. This is how much fertilizer that the person needs. Okay, now it says the car tires are 22 inches in diameter. How far does the car travel with 1 revolution of the tire? that means that it goes around all the way. So you know it goes in a circular motion. So we do the circumference is equal to pi times diameter. Now we know we will represent the pi with 3.14, and our diameter is 22. Now watch this. I don't believe in it reinventing the wheel, but if we go back up here, isn't 2 times 11 22? So really, isn't this 22 times 3.14, which is the same thing we have here? So we know based upon that answer, our answer is going to be 69.08, but instead of meters, we'll put inches. And that's it.